Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Did some more work on the bike. Didn't pick up the camera. I just kind of wanted to get some stuff done, and you kind of lose your rhythm every time you have to go grab the camera and stop. So that's what happened. Anyway, do a little catch up and did a lot of chasing wires and just trying to get stuff kind of fit and finalized. Took the nose cone and did the same as I did with the body as far as stepping it up, wet sanding it, and then buffing it, compounding it, and getting it shiny like the rest of the body. And then trying to get everything to fit around it. So that's pretty much what it is. It's bolted in, put some trim on it, same as the body has, and then ran some trim. Sorry about the light. Ran some trim around the top too. And then put the switch in and started moving the wiring harness around and trying to find the best location to run the harness through, where when you rock the wheel back and forth, it does not bind. And at first I tried tucking it in really close. You can actually see where I whittled out more of a hole under here. I was gonna try to tuck it in nice and close. You figure the closest you can come to the pivot point, the less work it would do. But unfortunately, it did not work out that way. It seemed like it was chafing too much. So this is actually the way it was before. And that's what we're going with now. There is no brakes inside that cable anywhere. There's no unions or anything. And I've never had an issue with it before. So that's what I'm gonna go and kind of stay with now. I know it's kind of not that attractive, but that's what I'm gonna go with. The gauge pod, aka lamp, I did stick the dime in there. So the butthole's been plugged up. I ran the brake light switch, soldered the ends and shrink wrapped the end of it, and then kind of wrapped thin wire around the cable all the way down and around and through, up and around, and brought it into here. Had it hooked up to the brake lights. All the other lights are hooked up too, directionals, everything. And I was just doing a function test before I dropped the body back down, and the just switches backwards. It's you would think that when you pull the lever and the switch comes out, it would make contact. It's not. It's backwards. It's the other way around. That is the normally closed position, not that. So that's when your brake lights are on, and that's when your brake lights shut off. Doesn't that suck, huh? So I got to figure out something and go fix that. Maybe put a relay down there and have a relay switch back and forth. But we'll get it. I got my brake line lock working. What this does is when you hit your back brakes, push that in. You push that, you let it go, it locks your back tires, so kind of like a parking brake. And then the next time you go and you hit your brakes, it releases, then your brakes are free again. That bike came with it. That's from the customizer factory, I say. Directionals are on it. These are the clamps for your plumbing hanging in your black iron pipe. That's what they are, and they're just painted black. And then the where you would bolt through to hang the pipe from is where I bolted my my lights on. That looks pretty good. And I started working with this stuff, because I figure I may have to move my cabling and stuff around a little bit. These are like Velcro tie wraps. You guys probably seen them already. Got them in the drawer. They come in rolls like this, and they're like $4, and it comes in. There's 2 rolls, and I think there's 50 on a roll. They come like this. Then there's a seam that you would pull them apart. They pull them apart. And you pull them apart, and You pop this little nipple out of there. You can either just wrap it right around it, or you can go through that slot and just kind of almost use it like a tie wrap. Yeah, you try this stuff one-handed, but you get the idea. I kind of, you either go right through it, use it as a tie wrap and flip back over on itself, or just go right around in a circle. Either way you can kind of use it. So that's what's on the handlebars, and I'm kind of using them to kind of hold the cabling into place and keep from chafing, you know, the paint and stuff, because it is softer than a tie wrap is. And we'll see how that works out. And as I ride it around, I figure I can kind of fine tune that stuff if I need it, if and when. Mirrors are on it. Just the old ones cleaned up again, and all the controls. And I got O-rings in between covering where the welds are. I can cut. Actually, I could probably cut all of them right out and shove the mirror right down if I wanted to, but we'll leave them in there for now. So I was waiting for my tire to come in, and it did. Came in yesterday. So I think that's bringing me my next bet right now. I'll take that tire, shove it on there, and get a look and kind of get a better idea what everything looks like. So I'm gonna go shut you down right here and get to getting on that. I'm not gonna show you me muscling the tire on, but I'll turn you back on when it's on there. All right, so got that tire on there, and I like it. And then put it on that truing stand and kind of cheated a little bit. The tire's got a little bit of a hiccup. Well, actually, it's the rim, and then the tire exacerbates it. So I use the rim to try to make the tread as smooth as possible this way and smooth as possible that way. So it has the least amount of effect on the road. And looks good. And then I kind of just gave everything a final lockdown, and the brakes and everything, and all looks Jim dandy. My suspension looks good. Let's see if we can do this. Would have been much better if I put you in the stand, wouldn't it have been? So that should work out good. Just kind of ran everything through its like functions, make sure nothing bound up and was rubbing on anything, and it all looks good. But until you take it down the road, who knows? It's got some front end flop to it, but the front end's so light, it's kind of to be expected. The old one had the same problem too. But when it's going down the road and the tire's a gyro, it's fine. The other one kind of pulled to one side a little bit. You had to kind of like always pull lightly to one direction. We'll see how this one does. But the other one was out of whack a little bit also. I'm thinking after I get the road test it and all, I'm probably gonna come off of these two guys. I'll shorten the sockets up, come off of a little bracket. I'm probably gonna make like a pouch that kind of hangs down here, and I'm going to fill it with lead shot, but I'm going to wait till I do a test drive to see how it is to counteract. Basically that's your center line. Anything above that is weight, you know, the headlight and speedos and all that stuff. The more weight that's on the front of that, the more it wants to flop. The more weight's on the bottom of it, the less it wants to flop, plus it's the angle and etc., etc. But the more weight that can hang on the bottom of it, the more that it wants to track straight, and the more weight the front of the bike has, so it doesn't want to wheelie as much. And real common that they hang either steel plates under the front or lead or etc., etc. So that'd be a good place, and kind of I'll do two things at one time, but one thing at a time. When I get there, I get there. I was thinking my center caps on the back of the wheel. I was trying to come up with something to do on my center caps. My center caps are a piece of crap, as you can see. There's the putty there holding the rod holes together, and I just kind of shot them black. But I wanted to try to come up with something different, and I was like, well, what can I do for a center cap that is different in general? So I was thinking all kinds of things. I was trying to think of like old oil cans, old, you know, something like along those lines, and maybe I could even like slip it over these and make something. but there's not much that's this diameter. Plus I need 2 of them that are the same, you know, and it's got to be something that kind of has a good kind of look to it. So walked around the house trying to find a bunch of different things, and I kind of popped an idea when I was going with my hoard. I found this piston. I was like, well, how would that look? So walked over here with that. I said, if I could find a piston that is the correct diameter of that, that would make a really cool looking center cap. And of course I did not find anything. I think they are 3 1/8. Let's get a tape measure. Accuracy is job 1, huh? I don't know. Let's measure the cap, huh? Can't raise the bridge, lower the water. Get you out of the dark hole. They are 3. Yeah, I'm going with 3 1/8. 3 1/8. So if I can find some pistons that are close to that, I could probably fudge them slightly one way or another, but and then build them up and attach them, have them on the outside. They make real cool center caps, you know, being aluminum with the wheels. I leave the rings right on them too. All right, this is a call out. If anybody has, I don't care if they're burned up, anything, a pair of pistons that are 3 1/8. I think they look real good. If not, I still may go with some kind of cans or something like that. Alright, so that's that. Last but not least, questions. Alright. I came upon this. What would this be used for? Why would you want a wrench that has this other knuckle in it? What does that do for you? What's the purpose of it? I don't know. It's not. This isn't a question that I'm going to answer. This is a question for you to answer. I don't have the answer for it. And another one is this guy. This is for the lathe cutting tool. And there's your cutting tool. There's your holder. But why would you want to have a cut, a relief down the center of it? I generally am under the understanding that you want the piece as stiff as possible with no vibration. Why would you want something that is so softly supported? Does it get rid of vibration in some sort of application? That's the next question. Hi guys. Again, thanks for watching, comment, subscribing. And we're supposed to get snow tonight. This makes it so hard to try to push forward on this, but spring is coming, I hear. So alright, take care, bye. That look better?